going to be a lot on him, and Dread has been known to do that. See whether he can in game number 2. Afreeca fans in full voice here at LOL Park, as so many more have filtered in over the first game. However, missing first game sounds like an awful thing to do, as aiming walk right over a ward, but they sweep it out. Information gained on both sides, as Cuzz may have forgotten to buy. Not entirely sure, but he's waddling out of the base much too late. Silent Night Sona. Haven't seen this one for a while. My personal favorite.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Silent Night Sona. Especially when she was an actual support. You can play her with Reindeer Kog'Maw, and it's an adorable combo. Super cute, man.
What?
Yeah. You don't like it? Not a fan?
No, I'm not. You know, actually, I don't like any of Sona's skins.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a DJ Sona boy?
I'm just not feeling it.
Huh. Arcade Sona? I mean, that was pretty cool, too.
No.
Look at how glorious her hair is in this skin.
Alright, I mean, that's your opinion.
It is.
Alright, you know.
Alright. Okay, well, Afreeca Freecs going to start bottom side of the map. It is well known to King Zone that this is happening, so vertical jungling is going to happen. Ah, that's what happened. So, just got word from good old Pup Smithy sending me a message saying that Cuzz swapped to Sweeper after putting his ward down. So that's why he went back to base. He wasn't just in the bathroom, something like that. Wasn't solo queue.
Well, what's going on here now in this game is Dread. He counter-jungled Urgot's red and Raptor camp, and now transitioning back into his blue side jungle. And if he transitions into a full clear, he's going to find himself with a really big advantage because Cuzz is going to have a 7-10 split.
And Cuzz is actually still heading down towards bottom side. He's pinging out on the Krug camp, knows that is still available, but not wanting to go vertical jungling. You can see that ward that they put down. They know that this is what's happening, as Cuzz just looking to sweep some vision out here bottom side. And this might be to try and get the Sona lane ahead.
What is Olaf doing? He could just do Gromp Wolves, Wraiths, Red Golems, but instead he's pathing down here for a coin flip. And this means that Cuzz is sort of bailed out in a way.
And also he's way healthier here. Of course, Dread does get that attack speed, and he will be able to pressure Cuzz away, but Deft and TusiN pretty easily will be able to move over here. You're right. He's a bit curious.
Yeah, it's really weird. Olaf just stunted his entire jungle.
Meanwhile, Rascal just gets insta-gift. All right. Ucal taking some damage in the mid lane, but I'm not entirely sure how that one happened.
I'm almost not even surprised anymore when it's Kiin.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's, yeah.
Yeah, that was definitely some vintage Rascal coming out there, though.
Well, I actually got word of what Kiin typed in the post-game lobby.
Oh, yeah, what was that?
Last game. He said, better top wins. I believe.
Is that what Kiin typed?
That is what he typed when they lost last game.
Yeah, well, Rascal.
I don't know what Dread's doing. I think
he's throwing axes into bushes, man. That's what he's doing.
I think he's truly cosplaying Olaf right now. He's had a little too much to drink or something. I'm not.
All right, well, that's just a ward. Phase rush means that Kiin instantly catches up, and that was a whoopsie. He actually looked really confused.
He's always really calm.
Yeah.
Whenever he gets solo kills or does anything. Looks like another day in the office for him, as Lost Chapter now completed on Rise. Double Dark Seal. Not something we ever see anymore, almost.
Yeah, it feels like Ucal's back in a different meta with that one.
Yeah, Ucal's, he thinks he's in spring right now. I'm not entirely sure what is going on, but Afreeca, if it wasn't for the absolute tragedy that was the Olaf pathing this game.
I mean, what is the real tragedy here? Is it Rascal or is it Dread?
I think they're trying to outdo one another.
I think so, too. Or are these sins, not tragedies? Any,
I like that.
Disco fans?
You know what? Maybe some people in chat are too young.
I think so. I mean, that came out, what,
You're making me feel old. Now, 2006?
Yeah, 2005, 6, something like that, yeah.
That was...
I saw them live
really
when they came to Melbourne. Yeah. It was a good show.
It was sort of what's the word for this? It was them and Fallout Boy, right? Yeah. They were sort of the two that would go against each other. And then there was the other, AFI or something?
AFI, I think, were a little bit more hardcore, a little bit more punky.
Yeah.
They're a bit more punky than the pop punk gods that were Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy. You're exactly right. I think there were like a few others that were similar that came in around the same time. Simple Plan was another one.
Yep. Well, talking about a Simple Plan, Afreeca wanted to get an Ocean Dragon.
Love the segue.
Open, I'm sorry.
Yep, Open Drake coming in. Full vision available here as Kingzone moves 3 members up.
Going
Ucal and Naehyun will meet. As the Shape Splitter is in for Naehyun. He wants to be able to get a Pop Blossom. Does have that one available as aiming. Gets that volley across. Senan with the Grey health, but they give up the Ocean Drake. They don't want to go for it. Don't want to bite off more than they can chew. And Kingzone understanding that they have a lot of scaling to do before relevance is going to be hit.
So they get a really, really early Open Dragon, which is actually quite good.
Oh, especially
during the laning phase.
For Talia and the Rise.
And the Ashe, too, depending
true.
on how the trades end up transpiring against the Sona. So far down here in the bottom lane, Aiming is actually doing a fantastic job. Dread is here as well, backed up by Ucal. Kingzone know about it, though. Weaver's Wall.
Yep, flash forward. Senan does get the lick here as Aiming doesn't have level 6. And Deft has to flash. TusiN going to use his dredge line to get out of the way as the Ignite is ticking down. Deft gets a W. Cuzz is going to survive. Lot of summoner spells on cooldown on Kingzone's side, but Afreeca holding onto a load of theirs.
And Nico made a pretty erroneous decision trying to roam down, even though there was no way for Naehyun to actually reach that fight by the time it would end up concluding. And so, a little bit of lost opportunity.
There's the flash from Ucal. Yeah, Cuzz is definitely going to die. No flash for Naehyun. Pop Blossom comes in. That's a stun onto Ucal, but Dread is just smashing him down with all his abilities and 100 health. He's not going to be enough to Q. Is he going to get the reset? No, he's not. Ucal gets it with the final threaded volley.
And Afreeca is just at such a large advantage right now. You look at the Urgot, he's level 4.
Yeah.
Dread is he's into level 6 right now, and he's transitioning to the best camps for Olaf right now. And Kiin is just lane kingdoming yet again up in top lane. So Sona is going to have to try to bail them out in the mid stages of the game, because this team composition, with so much magic damage and Urgot being so far behind, they are not positioned well for mid-game team fights.
You can see Afreeca on the bottom side getting their shove in, feeling real good about that one. Tongue Lash lands onto Deft, and now that Senan's level 5, 3 points in that ability, it's actually doing some damage on these guys. Ashe hasn't been too successful. Even Prey wasn't able to pilot it to a victory yesterday in the Dam 1 series that KT had. Ucal once again roaming down towards the bottom side, surfing on these walls as Dread's going to turn up as well. 4 members towards the bottom side. Arrow flies in, is going to tag the Nautilus, immediately ignited. Deft doesn't have Crescendo. It's a decent stun onto Ucal, but they're piloting this dive really nicely. All too easy. Turret plate comes down to boot. They should be able to take another, and this game has gone to hell in a handbasket so fast for Kingzone.
Kingzone right now are just so far back. I mean, Cuzz, he just hit level 6. He's transitioning right now into the Raptors, and maybe after that the Golems, but things are not looking good. And they're going to need a miracle team fight in order to come back into it. Infernal Dragon coming up in 2 minutes. They are not going to be in a position to realistically win that fight unless Afreeca just donk off something.
Yeah. It's a whoopsie scenario here for Kingzone. Ucal just tidying up the minion wave. No gank attempt available here for Cuzz. It's such a long time since we've seen the Urgot. Fear Beyond Death not exactly going to mean too much at this stage. With him being so anemic. We're going to have a look at this dive one more time, though. It was really, really textbook. From the Afreeca Freecs.
Yeah, it ends up hitting onto TusiN. He tries to go on to Ucal, but the way that they juggled aggro is really good usage of the Tom Kench.
Yeah.
And from there, everything was pretty easy.
Yep. Well, Naehyun still pretty comfortable here in the mid lane. Does have an 11 CS lead. This is his favorite champion at the moment. Outspoken on that one. But how are you going to salvage this game? I think it's all about get behind Deft and get behind Naehyun. Can the Nico-Sona duo still be the powerhouse that it was last time we saw it from Kingzone in the mid-game as Naehyun? Not going to get hit by that arrow, and not going to get hit by the seismic shove either. Shape Splitter movement speed pretty good, but is going to be enough here. Flash forward, Pop Blossom, as well as the Stasis is not enough. The last threaded volley does come in. Afreeca Freecs will take Shelly down at the same time, and they're getting everything on this map. 30 seconds until Infernal Drake's coming up, and you best believe that they're going to be taking that one as well.
Yeah, this is looking like a go next fast kind of a game.
Oh yeah, if this was a scrim, we are out of here.
Yeah, this is already surrendered. They would already be in the happy brush, so...
There is no happy brush for Kingzone this game.
There's absolutely. Now, can Afreeca actually find a way to give away the Infernal Dragon? They're doing a pretty good job of it. Ucal recalling extremely late.
And a lot of vision available down here for Kingzone.
Kiin has teleport, so pretty sure everything should end up being fine in the end. Aiming has teleport as well. Don't give away the Infernal. What? How?
Well, do they have enough damage? Dread's going to turn up. They do have control vision down here. Senan moves in. Yeah, teleport comes forward. I believe that's from 2. As you can see, Devour is going to be used. And now, the explosive damage as Kiin turns up. It's Ucal that grabs the kills at Cuzz. He wanted to go in for a smite fight, but he's just straight up dead. Afreeca Freecs obliterating this game. It is perfect so far. 10 kills in 11 minutes, and they're only on Afreeca.
Yeah, I mean, this is... pretty much game over.
Yeah.
There's no way. Sona might be impressive, but she's not that impressive.
She's not impressive this game.
Yeah, she is not going to be able to do anything to save this game today. They're just so far behind. And I really don't know what to say. I mean, Rascal, you'll see him do the best Leroy Jenkins impression of the year. Double teleport coming in, this is what I was saying. There's no fathomable universe where Afreeca has to give this up. They will always they'll just blow it wide open.
Yeah.
Any sort of a team fight. Rascal, I don't know who paid him to teleport there, but it was quite impressive.
Yeah, that's a real scary one.
That was definitely a check your bank account teleport coming in from him. So.
I mean, Naehyun picked up a Soul Stealer in game number 1, and now Ucal has one already at 10 stacks in game number 2 at 12.5 minutes. This game is so far away from Kingzone. 6,000 gold the lead at 12 minutes is a gigantic scoreline. He's aiming in Senan, switch it up towards the top side. They don't even have a turret to go for anymore, and they're just going to extend this lead. Make things even more difficult for Rascal.
And it's just so difficult for Kingzone to try to recover from this game state. And if you're wondering, well, what does Kingzone do to try to actually come back? The reality is you surrender all your tier 1 outer turrets, you try to freeze lanes in front of your tier 2, and you pray that Afreeca donks off some random attempts to make picks or something that just ends up failing over and over until you can close the gap on the gold advantage and then try to salvage later stage team fights. But nonetheless, you're thinking towards 35 minutes.
Well, we're looking for Senan. The Devour comes in. That's going to make the Tahm Kench dance. Senan now has the grey health. He's staying alive for so long. This is 4 members. Fear Beyond Death comes forward as now Dread. Ragnarok pops, jumps into the backline. TusiN going to be sacrificed. Sona dies as an afterthought as now Naehyun uses the Shape Splitter, doesn't get the snare. The Dread so incredibly low, it's just not quite enough as Rascal will eventually fall, and Afreeca are just way too strong. But perfect game abated as Kingzone got 1 kill.
And Kiin down there in the bottom lane just getting so much experience in solo gold. I don't know what Dread's doing. He should just recall. So just go do your golems and recall.
Honorable sacrifice.
Right.
What it looked like. Yeah, he's eventually going to do it.
All right. He's on
20 stacks now for Ucal, by the way.
20. I'm not impressed.
Not?
You know, I mean, it's 25 at 14-20 or yeah.
I mean, he's 705 as well. I mean, you impressed by that one?
No.
He's got a 700 gold bounty at 14.5 minutes. Impressed by that one?
No, I'm not.
It's a rough time.
Yeah. Well,
I want to know what you are impressed by.
Well, certainly not the whole ways this transpired. They land the hook, and the intention's there, right? You want to get 2 kills. You want to try to get all the turret plates up in top lane if you can. But Afreeca, very quick to react. Kiin down there in bottom lane. He's probably feeling so good this game. His team didn't manage to cost him any of the problems. He's able to just get so much free farm and gold down there. Rascal not able to get the final kill onto Dread.
We remember back as well to the mind check that we had as here's the Abyssal Voyage. That's Rascal looking for Kiin. It's just not going to eventuate in anything. Deft turns up in the mid lane. They do land the dredge line and the crescendo. That's the flash to get in the belly of the Ashe. Sorry, the belly of the Tahm Kench. Too many bellies. As they are able to get out of there pretty easily.
And 8,000 gold lead here now for Afreeca.
When do we start saying insurmountable as far as the lead is concerned? Was that like 7 minutes ago? Or is that going to be at like 10,000 gold?
Yeah, a couple of minutes ago. I don't think that it was able, because you also have to factor in how valuable is the Infernal Dragon.
Yeah.
That has to be giving several hundred gold worth of stats to so many champions right now. So the gold lead at the top is a little bit misleading.
Having a look at who benefits from it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everyone but the Tahm Kench.
Yeah, well, Lop's even going damage.
Yep,
so
and
it's not even Cinderhulk tank.
The textbook siege method here for the Afreeca Freecs. Put down the wall, and the turret will pay for it.
Afreeca.
So, yeah, well, now they're at that state that you were talking about, right? Now we're at the state where the outer ring is dead. Kingzone are going to be desperately trying to find their own jungle minions, but at least they should be able to pick up waves as they head towards inners and transition towards defending elsewhere as easily as they can. But that's only for another 3.5 minutes, because then the Baron is going to be available and Kingzone are going to be relegated to just trying their best to make money elsewhere and hope that Afreeca don't just take it immediately and then win the game. They still do have the Nico. The Pop Blossom in the Baron Pit is a scary thing. They do have the crescendo. They've got TusiN with his bevy of CC. They have things that they can do. As we've got Realm Warps on Realm Warps, but the interruption does happen here. Kiin finding Rascal. Dread wanted to get in on the kill, but that solo kill was way too easy. Kiin is making Rise look about as busted as it can be, but I think this is all just Kiin being really good.
Yeah. This Rise is just so massive. There's no way that Kingzone are going to actually be able to answer him. This is actually why I wanted to see him in game number 1. He's so good against so many meta champions, and he just ramps up so well. So,
Arrow.
We'll see.
Ooh, not quite positioned correctly there as Deft's looking for some power chords. We get a dredge line. Dread's going to go down. Kiin's now dancing. He's got so much aim. He fails the flash. And Fear Beyond Death going to come out as a result. 2 picks. But Afreeca Freecs still very strong. Teleport coming in for a flank here onto Senan and aiming. Remember, Arrow was used in that last fight and missed as Rascal now has them routed. Senan's going to face check him, finds himself an Ashe Arrow. They want to get the Devour out as quickly as possible. Naehyun with the Pop Blossom diving on forward, but immediately he pops. Ucal just has way too much damage as he moves on forward. I don't think they'll have another seismic shove for a little while, but Ucal's still looking for more. He runs so damn fast. And Kingzone can't get anything off that flank.
I actually don't know what Rascal was doing with the Ashe ultimate there. It seemed like him and his teammates were on different wavelengths with what they were intending to do. Infernal Dragon coming up in 3.5. Okay, well, he's trying out for the New England Patriots.
Yeah, that is certainly a goal right there, but they are still going to be able to pick up the Catfish. Ucal dives in as that, oh my god, the Silas dead as an afterthought as aiming goes down very low, but importantly isn't going to fall. Deft finds a blast cone. Dread not going to be able to get over that wall anymore as the flash was used to try and get to an undertow, and Deft is going to have to try and die to this inner turret. Song of Celerity will be able to get him there, but this is a death to a turret, so, you know, it's about as good as you're going to get. But he's dying on the other side of the map while his team can't do anything.
Well, we'll take a look at it one more time. Here's Rascal's impressive 3 points.
Yeah, that is a goal right there. That's 6 points in Australia. Oh, yeah.
That was quite good. Well, the rest of the fight is pretty cut and dry, as there's just not much to really be done for Kingzone. They are just so far behind. 2 minutes until the next Infernal Dragon.
10-0-5.
Yeah.
For Ucal.
I don't know how to... Now I'm impressed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
25 stacks at 19.5 minutes, 10-0-5.
You can now.
Oh, yeah.
That's
he is 30 CS behind the clock. He's been too busy killing champions.
Not impressed.
Yeah, not impressed anymore.
Why'd you have to bring that up?
Yeah, sorry.
You really
we gotta be on. I want you to be actually impressed. You know, I don't want it to be.
You don't want it to be
because
fake.
you didn't look at the CS numbers and then
you don't want
impressed.
All right, you don't want me to take a
I don't want to do it in halves.
A wet towel to a face of makeup and then.
Yeah. No.
All right.
Don't do that. Got to see it. We've got to make sure we see the actual impressed LS. And I'm pretty impressed, to be perfectly honest. It's a little bit easier to impress me, but at the moment, 20 minutes into the game, very close to a 10,000 gold lead for the Afreeca Freecs, and after bouncing back after a pretty emphatic victory for Kingzone in game number 1, after a pretty close early game, this is exactly what you want to see as an Afreeca fan. Blue Trinket get a go down, just trying to scope out what Afreeca are doing around this Baron pit. This is how Kingzone have to play. They have to play scared of a Baron at every single turn.
And at this point, Infernal coming up in 50 seconds, you just wait for it. You end up getting that Infernal Dragon. It's going to do so much for Taliyah. I'm going to be on the lookout today to see if the Observer has a champion selection when it's captured.
Well, right now we have 388. He's
yeah,
got
we got
388
and 104 AD.
Yep. And so what will happen after the Infernal? I don't know whether that number is going to go up. We'll see if it goes back for a shot. Right now, Afreeca not thinking about shopping at all. They're thinking about murdering an inhibitor turret in the mid lane. Transitioning now, 25 seconds. Arrow's going to land there onto Cuzz. Disdain, pretty good movement. As the seismic shove was great, but the flash was better out of Cuzz. Keeps himself alive. Buffering that ability is certainly helpful. But now, they don't have flash. Cuzz was certainly a way to start a fight, but it's not exactly the most pivotal flash here on this team. Deft needs his. TusiN wants his to start a fight. Rascal also try and get himself into position based on what he's hijacked.
Looks like Kingzone trying to be a little 5-head right now. They're trying to do the Baron because no one would expect them to attempt it right now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what is going on there. But, all right, finally. We have the Dragon selected. Watch the Observer troll us in Hampton.
Oxley is just going back now as the Infernal Drake does go down. Please, please, please. Oh, no.
We didn't get to.
Yeah, he bought an extra Amp Tome.
You know what? They'll switch back to Taliyah.
But Amp Tome and more? Let's see what he actually completed. Now, I'm trying. We'll never know. We'll never know. Amy's got a hell of a lot of items now as well. 2-0 and 12 on the Ashe. About the epitome of the perfect scoreline for a utility 80 carry. He's feeling fantastic. QSS now completed as well, so he's not going to get caught out by anything the Kingzone throw at them. And Kingzone are just desperately trying to find whatever pick they can. And Kiin is going to be that one. Crescendo lands. There's the knock-up. He's going to go into his Zhonya's. But that's 3 members of Kingzone right down here. He's got a gigantic shield. He's running away. Song of Celerity is pretty good. We've got Realm Warps everywhere. And he escapes. All too easy. In the meantime, Afreeca Freecs are going to take down the Baron buff. And they'll say, thanks, Kiin, for being a one-man raid boss. As those spooky ghosts, they give away the information, but with absolutely no result.
That was definitely a catch-me-if-you-can moment.
Yeah.
As Senan, well, all right, Ucal.
Abyssal Voyage is in by himself as Naehyun gets himself a Pop Blossom. Devour timing was fantastic there from Senan as Cuzz. He's going to go down aiming, just keeping everyone in position. The flash forward as Senan does have, I believe, the cleanse secured for himself with his spell book, but we'll have to check to see whether QSS is also in his back pocket. And Afreeca Freecs take the Baron, win the fight, do everything.
They're just sort of doing it all right now. Now, they have such a massive advantage. Teleport now coming in from Tahm Kench.
Another arrow here onto Rascal, but this is a pretty forgettable performance on the Silas this time around, not looking as busted as it has been. In other games, TusiN tries to get the engage. That's the snare landing onto Senan, but he's so tanky. Even as the support Greyhound is eaten eventually. Red now stands to the side. Kingzone doing a decent defense, but now Kiin has pushed this minion wave towards the bottom side inhibitor turret. Afreeca should be able to stretch them thin enough to take down one of these inhib turrets, especially with a 12,000 gold lead, double Infernal, aiming. Devour is just so strong. You can nerf Tahm Kench as many times as you want, but I think he's just always going to be there if Devour is his W.
Hopefully they don't rework him. That'd be really sad.
Yeah, I quite like Thomas the way he is.
I like Thomas. Certainly. He has to get knighted.
He is. He's already been knighted. I think we knighted him on stream, didn't we?
All right.
As, okay, that is an arrow that's going to land instantly. Okay. Pop goes the Nico. Seismic Shove, I didn't know it was an orbital nuke, but it is when it's coming out of Ucal.
Alright, well, Afreeca, they're just simply pushing 2 lanes now.
I don't
freely.
think this is base broken, this is base obliterated. We need bigger words to describe what is happening with this base right now as Afreeca crashed 5 members towards the bottom side. In is still standing on the top side of the map, but there's a Realm Warp, and we're moving the minions underneath these Nexus turrets. That might have been suicide. Senan going down very, very low. Ucal in there as well. Remember, that Magi's wants to be stacked up, but they're just smacking him with their wallets. This is the epitome of that play style as they jumped under 2 Nexus turrets, lost no one, and will win the game.
And that's going to be it. The Nexus is definitely going to fall. The wall is going to separate Naehyun.
Yep, they built that wall and then they teared down the Nexus. That game was not close.